What if you were no longer afraid of death? What if you lived each day as if you had already died? The samurai did exactly that. And through this acceptance, they found ultimate freedom. In Hagakure, Yamamoto Tsunetomo teaches that a true samurai must contemplate death every day, not as something frightening, but as a natural reality that must be fully accepted. According to the author, this constant reflection on death is not depressing, but liberating. When someone reconciles with the idea of death, they cease to fear it. And when fear disappears, they attain true freedom in life. A samurai had to be ready to die at any moment. He never knew if he would survive the next battle, yet this uncertainty never stopped him from fully dedicating himself to his duty. To live according to Bushido, one had to live without regret and act with decisiveness. Tsunetomo describes the mindset of us having already died, a way of thinking where one does not hesitate, does not doubt, but takes action with absolute certainty. If we consider this idea in modern life, it holds great significance. Today, many people live in fear. Fear of failure, fear of change, fear of the unknown. These fears hold them back, preventing them from taking risks or following their dreams. Hagakure teaches that when we accept our mortality, we begin to truly live. A notable quote from the book states, "The way of the samurai is found in death. If it comes to choosing between life and death, without hesitation, choose death." This does not mean one should seek death, but that life should be lived without insecurities and hesitation. Accepting death means living without fear, making decisions quickly, and experiencing life with full awareness. In modern times, this mindset can be translated into not letting fear limit us, but rather acting with courage and determination. The code of Bushido: discipline, loyalty, and service. The Bushido Code was the ethical guide followed by the samurai. The word Bushido means the way of the warrior, and it was not just a set of rules, but a way of life. Samurai did not act based on personal interest, but with absolute dedication to duty, honor, and their lord. The Hagakure emphasizes three fundamental principles of Bushido: discipline, loyalty, and service. These values shaped every aspect of a samurai's life and helped him stay committed to his path. Discipline. Mastery of mind and body. Discipline was essential for a warrior. The samurai had to have complete control over his thoughts, emotions, and reactions. He could not allow anger, fear, or doubt to overpower him. His training was rigorous, not just to become a better fighter, but to develop the strength to face life's challenges with calmness and determination. In today's world, discipline remains one of the most important virtues. Anyone who wants to achieve something significant, whether in personal development or professional success, must practice self-control. Loyalty, absolute devotion to a cause. According to Bushido, a samurai had to show unwavering loyalty to his lord. The concept of devotion was sacred. There was no room for betrayal or hesitation. The warrior lived and died for his master without expecting rewards. If we apply this value to modern society, it reflects the need to stay true to our principles and commitments. Loyalty today does not necessarily mean allegiance to a single person, but rather staying dedicated to our goals, promises, and responsibilities, even in difficult times. Service, life as duty. Hagakure teaches that a samurai does not live for himself, but to serve something greater than himself. Service was not seen as a weakness, but as the highest honor. The warrior knew that his true value lay in how he could help his community and contribute to others. In today's world, this idea can be applied in various ways. Service does not mean blind submission, but living with a sense of duty. When we offer something to others, whether through our work or actions, we give our lives greater meaning. The Bushido Code was not just a set of rules, but a philosophy of life. Discipline, loyalty, and service were the foundations that defined every samurai. Today, these principles can help us become stronger, more responsible, and more conscious individuals. Silence and the power of non-drama. In Hagakure, Yamamoto Tsunetomo places great emphasis on the importance of silence and self-control. The samurai did not speak more than necessary and avoided unnecessary conversations. They had no time for gossip, drama, or emotional outbursts. For them, true strength was not shown through words, but through attitude and actions. Silence was not merely the absence of speech, but a tool of self-mastery. A warrior who knew when to speak and when to remain silent was superior to one who wasted his energy on meaningless arguments. A true samurai did not allow emotions to control him, nor was he easily swayed by anger or ego. He spoke only when there was a significant reason, and his words carried weight. Silence as a sign of strength. In today's society, constant communication has become a necessity. Most people feel obligated to talk, explain, defend themselves, or participate in discussions, even when there is no real need. However, silence can be more powerful than words. When someone knows when to remain silent, they exude confidence and command respect. It does not mean avoiding confrontation, but carefully choosing their battles. People who speak less and listen more often understand situations better, avoid misunderstandings, and gain greater influence. The power of non-drama samurai did not allow drama to affect their lives. In Hagakure, it is stated that a warrior who lets his emotions run unchecked becomes weak and loses his composure. A true leader does not get caught up in petty arguments, insults, or pointless conflicts. In modern times, drama consumes a lot of energy. Whether in personal relationships, professional environments, or social media, many people waste time and emotional strength on conflicts that hold no real significance. The way of the warrior teaches that life is too valuable to be spent on meaningless disputes. Calmness and composure are superior to the need to always be right or to prove something to others. Conclusion: silence and avoiding drama are forms of strength. A person who controls their words and emotions can think clearly and make better decisions. Hagakure teaches us that we do not need to react to every provocation. Instead, true power lies in the ability to choose our battles wisely and to live with peace and self-discipline. Honor above survival. In Hagakure, Yamamoto Tsunetomo teaches that honor is more important than life itself. For a samurai, the greatest virtue was not survival, but maintaining dignity and duty, even if it meant death. The Bushido Code dictated that a warrior should not fear death, but rather fear living in shame. If a samurai was dishonored or failed to fulfill his duty, the only acceptable response was seppuku, ritual suicide, an act that demonstrated his commitment to honor over life. Today, this message can be understood differently. We do not need to risk our lives for honor, but we can live with principles, honesty, and integrity. Our moral values should not be sacrificed for personal gain. When we prioritize honor over convenience or easy choices, we become truly strong. The difference between courage and impulsiveness. In Hagakure, Yamamoto Tsunetomo emphasizes that true courage is not reckless boldness, but calm and conscious action. Many people confuse courage with impulsiveness, but in reality, they are two completely different virtues. Courage is based on wisdom and self-control. A brave person does not act blindly, but considers the consequences of their actions. They are not afraid to take risks, but they do not make rash decisions without thought. The samurai trained rigorously to develop composure, even in the most challenging situations. They knew that a true warrior is not the one who attacks without reason, but the one who knows when to act and when to wait. On the other hand, Impulsiveness is the opposite of composure. It is acting hastily without thinking, reacting to a situation without weighing the consequences. Someone who acts impulsively may appear bold, but in reality, they risk making mistakes that could have been avoided. The samurai believed that an impulsive warrior was unreliable because they could harm themselves and those around them without cause. In modern life, this distinction is just as important. There are moments when we must show courage and make decisions, but we must do so with thought and restraint. Rushing into every battle without strategy is not bravery, it is immaturity. True courage lies in the ability to weigh our choices and act with decisiveness, but also with wisdom. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support gives us the strength to keep creating content and bringing you the most powerful ideas from the greatest books. Let us know in the comments, which samurai principle do you find most important? Until the next video, stay strong and keep evolving.